On the news today, Nicasa seeks urgent aid for stranded Nigerians in South Africa. On the foreign scene, African lawmakers push tougher anti-LGBT laws. US-Iran talks postponed after Vance cancels Switzerland trip. And in sports, Coventry face champions Arsenal in Premier League opener. Glad to have you join us. This is the news update at 12 on Dominion Television, Ibadan, Amuluayemi, Adelakun. The Federation Account Allocation Committee has deducted about 500 billion naira from May 2026 revenues to fund a national security emergency intervention before distributing funds to the federal government, state and local councils. Director of Press and Public Relations in the Office of the Auditor General of the Federation, Bawa Mokwa, said the deduction formed part of pre-sharing adjustments. The document also showed 250 billion naira was allocated for military intervention and 252 billion naira for infrastructure, while FARC later shared 2.3 trillion naira for the month. The federal government says the intervention will strengthen security operations, intelligence gathering, and rapid response nationwide. The Department of State Services has opposed a proposal to allow foreign funding for its planned security trust fund, warning that it could compromise Nigeria's sovereignty and expose intelligence operations to external influence. At a National Assembly public hearing, DSS representative Emmanuel Duabri said foreign donations could force disclosure of sensitive intelligence methods and security operations. He urged lawmakers to restrict funding to local sources only. The DSS, however, backed the bill to strengthen intelligence funding, training, and rapid response operations. It also recommended clearer funding rules and structural reforms, while lawmakers say the proposals aim to improve national security and operational efficiency. The Nigerian Citizens Association, South Africa, and the CASA has appealed to the federal government, state government, and well-meaning Nigerians for urgent assistance for Nigerians stranded in South Africa due to delays in voluntary repatriation flights. The CASA president, Reverend Frank Oyekwelu, said many citizens who traveled from various provinces to register for evacuation are now facing hardship, with women and children among those lacking adequate shelter, food, and transportation. The association urged the federal government and relevant agencies to speed up evacuation efforts and provide temporary welfare support, while calling on the National Assembly to ensure the safe and dignified return of affected Nigerians. The association urged the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and relevant agencies to speed up evacuation efforts and provide temporary welfare support, while calling on the National Assembly to ensure the safe and dignified return of affected Nigerians. Now talking politics, the All Progressives Congress APC has strongly rejected calls for President Bola Tinubu to resign over worsening insecurity and economic hardship, dismissing the demand as politically motivated. The call was made in Abuja by House Minority Leader Fred Agbedi, who asked President Tinubu to suspend 2027 political activities and implement a 6-month national security and economic recovery plan to tackle rising insecurity and public hardship. The ADC, SDP, PDP faction and NDC endorsed the proposal, arguing that the government has failed to adequately address security and economic concerns. However, the APC insisted the president remains focused on restoring security and strengthening the economy, urging Nigerians to support ongoing efforts. The Alaafin of Oyo, His Imperial Majesty Obabimbola Akinmuwade I, has described broadcasting as a vital tool for national development, emphasizing its role in informing citizens, promoting national unity, fostering cultural integration, and encouraging public participation in governance. Speaking in Oyo City through a statement issued by its Director of Media and Publicity, Bode Durojaye, the monarch said broadcasting contributes significantly to political, economic, and social progress through effective information dissemination and public sensitization. Obawade also stressed the importance of quality programming, noting that it can help challenge harmful stereotypes, promote positive values, and inspire social equality, particularly among young people. On the foreign scene, African lawmakers from more than 12 countries have pledged to introduce new legislation restricting LGBT rights following a conference in Ghana that brought together self-described pro-family activists from Africa and Europe. The gathering in Accra came shortly after Ghana's parliament passed one of Africa's toughest anti-LGBT bills, which criminalizes the promotion of LGBT activities. At the conference, participants urged lawmakers to translate their resolutions into concrete action through new laws, funding measures, and oversight mechanisms. Ghana's Parliament Speaker Alban Bagbin called on delegates to protect what he described as the values, traditions, and sovereignty of their nations by advancing similar measures in their home countries. A primary school in northern Tokyo has been evacuated after a fire broke out in a music room on the 4th floor of the building. According to Japanese media reports, the blaze prompted the evacuation of approximately 300 students and staff from Takinagawa Daisen Elementary School. According to reports, several students suffered smoke inhalation. The meeting at the Bodenstock Resort had been postponed, though preparations for future negotiations remain underway. The delay comes just days after the U.S. and Iran reached a landmark deal that includes reopening the Strait of Hormuz, easing U.S. sanctions on Iran, and setting a 60-day timeline for a broader agreement. Talking sport, newly promoted Coventry City will mark their return to the Premier League after 25 years with a daunting trip to defending champions Arsenal in the opening match of the 2026-27 season on Friday, August 21st. The opening weekend will also see promoted Hull City host Manchester United on August 22, while fellow newcomers Ipswich Town welcome Sunderland. All three promoted clubs face early tests as they begin live back in the top flight. Elsewhere, Manchester City start their first Premier League campaign without Pep Guardiola at home to Bournemouth on August 23. Liverpool, under new manager Andoni Raiola, travelled to Newcastle, while Chelsea begin the Xabi Alonso era with a London derby away to Fulham on August 24. You can visit our website on www.dominion.org.ng to watch us live and interact with us. You can also follow us across our social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn at Dominion Broadcast and X at Dominion Cars. And that ends the news update on Dominion Television. I'm Oluwaimi Adelakun saying thank you for watching and good afternoon.